Me 32F and my boyfriend's 35 meters, relationship is in deep trouble. Is there any coming back after broken trust? DLDR, great relationship, but boyfriend has issues opening up and talk to me and spends too much time on his PC. It all blows up when he spends time on his PC instead of studying, then doesn't tell me for months. I then check out, and he snoops in my phone. All the resentment builds up and he moves out so we can have space while we work on our problems. Hello. Using a throwaway. Thank you in advance. I'm kind of at a loss on what to do with this situation with me F32 and my boyfriend M35 of 5+ years. No kids in the picture. English is not my first language. Some context. We met at work 6 to 7 years ago. I was with someone else then, but we got together after I broke up with my ex because he loved his PC more than me, never opened up to me or tried to work on problems we had. I promised myself that I was never waste my time on someone who were like that again. I hit on my current BF after I felt ready after the breakup. When me and the current BF got together, we moved in together pretty fast, 6 months, and I was so madly in love. He truly is such a kind, calm and loving person, my rock and my motivation. Never felt this trust and comfort ever. I have never felt this loved in my life and been this happy. We had some disagreements in the start about expectations of cleaning our home and the division of labor, but with every issue we had we could sit down and agree on something calmly together. This made me very secure and happy, finally someone who is an ad.lt and listens to me. I would brag to all my friends about how amazing he was, and how ad.lt everything was being handled. I then realized that the division of labor was starting to feel more and more unfair. I do all the planning if we are gonna do something, shopping list, planning dinners, vacations etc. We go 50-50 on cleaning and cooking etc. And I told him several times that I would like him to help, which never happened. Which was hard because spring to Christmas in my industry is insanely busy. I also felt emotionally neglected. He stopped doing all the small things that made me feel loved, and while I stressed to get time to unwind at the end of the day, he had time for hours on his PC every day. I told him about the small things he could do for me to feel loved, but it never happened. His PC addiction became more noticeable. The biggest issue though, is the fact that he never opens up to me. We have talked about this several times over the years. He will tell me about being depressed weeks after it starts. We both have some mental health struggles. He was never the one who would sit us down to talk about stuff. He would rarely come with me to walk the dog or do something so I didn't feel lonely. I wanted making loveless, which in turn made him feel unloved. He got burned out of his job and decided to go back to school, which I supported, on the condition he has to tell me if he feels depressed, if he gets burnt out or needs help around the house with his chores, and not just decide to not do chores and hope I don't notice as he has done earlier in our relationship. Actually talk about hard times and feelings. I get more patient and give him more leeway on when things get done and how often. Then, which has spiraled everything. He suddenly tells me that during the first month of school, he foo.k.d. up and just sat on his PC for about a month doing F.K. all, and because of it, he might fail a couple of exams. He didn't tell me earlier because he wanted to fix the F.K. up before he told me. And I was so angry I just shut off. I was sure I was gonna leave him, but I would be waiting until after his final exam. Making love stopped. I didn't bring up any issues. I was just done of years of this, first my ex and now him. When we sat down to talk about it, I changed my mind and thought maybe we could work on it. He then hits me with that he snooped in my phone because he thought I found someone else and was gonna leave him. This is a known deal breaker for both of us. All that trust gone in an instant. I felt sick to my stomach, couldn't eat for weeks. We argued and talked all December about all this, and agreed he would be moving out and we would work on it. I couldn't think with him in my space all the time, and the resentment was just building. So what now? He moved out. How do I believe he can actually change this time? He says he never knew how much this affected me until now, and he will do all the work he has to do on himself. He says he will do whatever he needs to fix this and not lose me. Less PC time, work out, do school work and chores. I really want to believe him and for us to work out. I'm OFC not perfect, and have stuff to work on too. But then there is the phone issue, which has made me not trust him anymore. Can the trust come back? Can we be as happy as we once were together and resolve this? When we see each other it's just sad now. Thank you for the help.